Well, the only one who had sympathy for bowlers today was Ravichandra Ashwin. This is what he had to say. He said, "Save the bowlers, someone please." And a lot of SOSs there. We were chatting about this. I said I'd like to speak about this in a little bit of detail. Simon, you said one option is to get those boundary lines a little further back. But what else can happen? Because like you said, this is not cricket, right? It has to be an equal contest, if not some kind of a contest.
The batters have to take a pay cut and take that money to build shelters for bowlers to live in. So the bowlers are gone.
Yeah, I mean, look, the boundaries are one thing for me. I'd like to see change. And I've talked about the other one before, and I know we didn't see a lot of it tonight, but it will make the batter think twice about it. Is as soon as you switch hit or reverse hit, both sides come and play for an LBW.
Yeah. Okay.
I would love that, because the bowler's got nothing. At the moment, the legs, the leg stump, pitching outside leg, no LBW. As soon as you switch hit or reverse sweep, both sides are the offside.
Yeah.
Both sides come into play. That's one thing I'd love to see the ICC look at. I know this is a tournament on its own. It can have its own set of laws, as in the IPL. They've done it before. They've been the trendsetter for some of the laws that the ICC have actually implemented in future times. So that's one thing I would like to see. It just gives the spinners in particular a little bit more option, and even the quicks nowadays. We've seen guys get down and reverse and reverse sweep and reverse lap the quick bowlers. So that's one thing I'd definitely like to see changed. And if we can, at any ground in particular, push the advertising all the way to the grandstand. So make sure that the advertising, LEDs and all this stuff now, it can be pushed right back, surely. I know they don't want punters to reach through the fence and unplug it. I guess that might be a bit of an issue, but it can go a lot further back than it is. And we can
just given someone the idea.
Maybe just put it at arm's length, if that's a possibility. And just try and stretch the boundaries as much as you can. The power in the game has got out of control. And the bats are so good now. So it's becoming tough. It's becoming tough.
I don't know, was it Pommy or you, but you all spoke about getting a different ball which has a little more pronounced seam. Will that change things around?
The Duke ball, the Duke white ball. It's an option. They made white balls, well, they still make Duke white balls. They made them for us in the 99 World Cup. And they did become a contest.
Yes.
But it wasn't just for spinners or seamers. Shane Warne and Jeff Allett were the leading wicket takers in that tournament. Jeff Allett, New Zealand left arm swing bowler, quick, and Shane Warne, obviously, they were the leading wicket takers. So it wasn't necessarily great for spin or for seam. It just, it was harder to control. That's one thing I will say. So that's something that the bowlers might, because I think there was more wides in that 99 World Cup than any other World Cup in the history, because it was hard to control.
Yeah, so primarily I think pitches.
Okay.
Then everything flows out of that. On the switch hit, I will say, till such time as running in and bowling off either hand is not allowed, then changing your grip should not be allowed. It is immoral. You should then say, okay, I've been told that the switch should be allowed because it's a difficult shot to play. Can you imagine running in?
It's difficult to bowl with both your hands.
And suddenly you're running in, you're like this, and then suddenly you turn and bowl like this. It's almost impossible. Ask him, he had a very smooth run-up. Ask him how tough it is. Allow that to happen. I promise you within 2 years you'll get bowlers coming up who can do that. Then allow that to happen as well, because we are now being disrespectful to bowlers. And that can never happen. So yes, push the boundaries back, have a little more pronounced seam, maybe leave a little more grass, but you've got to do something, because this is actually going to take our game a little backward.
You put out a poll as well saying who wants to see 250 plus, 220 plus and 180 plus is what you got.
I was told by people in the profession that people like to see 4s and 6s. So I said, okay, I put out a poll only for an hour. 10,300 or something people responded. 60% said they like a 180 game. 22% said they like a 250 plus game, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. People are entitled to their choices, but a vast majority said they like a 180 game. So what are we telling people? Is cricket about 4s and 6s, or is cricket about a contest between bat and ball?